After enduring a shutout on Monday night, the Rays rebounded with a big walk-off win last night. And there's a shot hit deep to left. Back and gone! For the second time, the Rays are 10 games over 500 and 10-4 in interleague play. Today, James Shields goes for his fourth consecutive complete game. The Rays and the Reds, we've got it all on Sun Sports. This afternoon, the Rays continue their interleague experience. They'll wrap up this three-game series against the Cincinnati Reds. It will also be a website Wednesday. You can email the booth and experience all of that on FoxSportsFlorida.com. Click on the Rays link and submit your question. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball. Dwayne Stats with Brian Anderson. We'll have Todd Callis along in just a few moments as the Rays and the Cincinnati Reds conclude their business. Well, they divided the first two games, and on the mound for Cincinnati, a hard-throwing right-hander who was acquired a few years ago, and 3 years ago, in 2008, a 17-game winner came over in the deal for Josh Hamilton. Since then, some arm problems and command problems.
Yeah, Edinson Volquez, very good arm, very good stuff, very little command, and that has been his problem. That's why you see the ERA at just under 6 with the winning record in 14 starts so far. He's got a very good fastball, low to mid-90s. He can ramp it up, get it up into the 96, 97 mile an hour range. He throws a curveball. He'll vary the break on it, tighter to the lefties, a little bit looser, a sweeper against the righties, and a very good changeup with good arm action. But he's the kind of pitcher that goes out, tries to strike everybody out. So a lot of strikeouts, but a lot of walks.
And on the hill for the Rays, James Shields, and what a season he has had. He's got 6 complete games, and he's working on 3 consecutive complete games.
Yeah, the numbers that he's put up in his last 3 starts are, I mean, they're quite ridiculous. 3-0 record. Look at the ERA. He's given up 1 earned run in his last 3 starts. Obviously, 27 innings pitched. The average has been very good, and it's been a very simple process for James Shields. I mean, he's had one routine that's worked, and it has been attack the zone early, get ahead of the hitters, and then let the hitter get himself out by chasing pitches out of the zone. You'll see him attack early with the fastball, the curveball, and then a lot of change-ups, try to get guys to chase out. The curveball has become a better weapon for him, but he's got a system right now, and it's working.
And the pitching matchup brought to you by Coventry Healthcare. Really a matchup of Volquez, who has struggled with command, James Shields, who, if you will, has commanded his command, and to the point of 8 wins and 4 losses and those 3 consecutive complete games. Rays and the Reds coming up. When we come back, Todd Callis takes a closer look at Johnny Damon, who is climbing that all-time hits ladder. Back in a moment.
Tampa Bay Rays hosting the Cincinnati Reds. An off day tomorrow for the Rays, and then St. Louis comes into town. James Shields. Game number 4 in a row. He's already in the Tampa Bay Rays record book. Another guy who's in the national record book is Johnny Damon. And yesterday he had a big fly to get things going for the Rays. This line drive shot off Johnny Cueto gave the Rays their first run. He would later hit a line drive right at Brandon Phillips. So maybe he deserved this little bloop in the left center field that would fall for a 2 RBI double, a big hit at that point, giving the Rays a 3-2 lead in the 8th inning. With those 2 hits, Johnny Damon finds himself 1 hit behind Teddy Ballgame. Ted Williams with 26.54, Damon with 26.53. Damon told us how important this next milestone is to him.
Everybody looks at Ted Williams as being the greatest hitter of all time. I agree, and I mean, he served our country very well, and that's why his hit total was down. But you know, playing in Boston, knowing how big he was there and how big of a career he had, that's going to be a great milestone for me.
Damon said he will cherish this one as much as anybody he may pass on the list in the future. He leads off for the Rays in the bottom half of the 1st inning. Guess who's leading off for us when we come back? Dwayne Stats and Brian Anderson as they get ready for a Website Wednesday. You can email the booth. We will ask them questions. Oh, look at them. They're ready. Go to foxsportsflorida.com, click on the Rays link, and go ahead and ask your questions. We are ready for baseball. James Shields going for the Rays. Edinson Volquez going for the Cincinnati Reds. The Rays and the Reds with a rubber game of a 3-game series coming up next in high definition right here on Sun Sports.
By Autoway. Autoway, part of Auto Nation, the largest automotive retailer in the country. So we can do big things. By Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. And by Toyota. Moving forward. the Rays have won 10 and lost 4 in interleague play. And this afternoon, they'll take on the Cincinnati Reds. They've split the first 2 games of the series. Here is the starting lineup for Dusty Baker. Fred Lewis is going to lead off at left, followed by Brandon Phillips and Joey Votto. Scott Rowland hits cleanup. The right fielder is Jay Bruce. Johnny Gomes, the DH, will bat 6th. Ryan Hannigan does the catching this afternoon in the 7th slot. Drew Stubbs again in center field. Paul Yadish, the shortstop, will hit in the 9th spot.
Well, making his 17th start of the season is right-hander James Shields. See the 6 complete games already, 3 in a row. Record is 8-4, ERA very good. All those numbers rank right in the top 5 of the American League. Let's take a look at the defense as it lines up behind him. Matt Joyce, BJ Upton, and Ben Zobrist across the infield. Third to first, Evan Longoria, Elliott Johnson, Sean Rodriguez, and Casey Kochman, Kelly Shopik behind the plate.
And there's the Rays skipper, Joe Madden. He's after his 450th career victory here this afternoon. Rays trying to get to the 11 games over 500 mark. Twice they've been as many as 10, and they start the day with 45 wins and 35 losses. And Dusty Baker, with his club a game over 500, they're 41-40. Fred Lewis steps in, and the first pitch of this game is a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. Angel Hernandez is calling the balls and strikes. This pitch is low and in. 2-0. Shields coming off the complete game victory, a 5-1 win his last time out on the road in Houston. There's a strike. Now 2-1. He went the distance against the Red Sox on the 14th. He went the distance against the Marlins on the 19th. And went the distance against the Astros on the 24th. And a ground ball back to the mound. A quick toss to first. Kochman's got it. Lewis is out number 1.
Yeah, and in each of those starts, Dwayne, his hit total has gone down. 5 hit shutout against Boston. The Marlins, he went complete game, gave up 4. Last start, gave up 3. Do we dare put it on him for a 2-hit complete game today? That's the trend.
Well, there's Brandon Phillips. You see the breakout. His last 3 starts, 6 complete games overall.
Look at the strikeout to walk numbers on that, 24-4.
And there's a first pitch strike to Phillips, and that's been a real key for Shields to consistently get ahead of hitters. He's been aggressive that way. And it gives him a chance to work them over.
Well, that's been the way that Shields has gone about attacking hitters this year, and that's it. He's attacked the zone, the strike zone, early in the count. You see him get ahead of guys right here, just like Brandon Phillips, 0-2. And then now it becomes a matter of him letting the hitter get himself out, chase this pitch out of the zone. And he'll test your patience and see how long you're willing to hold off. And that's why you've seen Shields with so many 3-pitch strikeouts, 4-pitch strikeouts, which is why, you know, in the American League, he's 3rd with 117 strikeouts, and yet number 1 in all of baseball, which is 13.8 pitches per inning. Incredible.
He's ahead of Phillips in the 1-2. Right back to the mound. That takes care of Brandon Phillips. So he's 4 pitches into each of the first 2 hitters.
Yeah, fell behind Lewis, but with Brandon Phillips, it was strike 1, strike 2, changeup. Okay, you took that changeup. Now let me see if you can take another one. Nope, off the end of the bat, right back to me. That has been his MO.
Let's see, Verlander and Hernandez ahead of him in the strikeout department. Running 3rd. David Price 4th on that list. Joey Votto goes after the first pitch and strokes the fastball into center for a base hit. Votto starting the day at 316.
Joey Votto is not a dumb hitter. I mean, this guy coming off a National League MVP, he knows Shields attacking the zone early. So let me go out there and be aggressive. And he got a fastball that was in a good hitting zone and just lined it into center field. You know, we were talking about that little MO that James Shields has about attacking the zone early, then getting you to chase late and doing it very efficiently. It's nice to have a system like that, but you've got to execute it. And that's what has really been impressive about Shields, is he's executed it flawlessly for the better part of the season.
Scott Rowland taking a pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes. And a big part of that is command of those opening pitches, whether it's a first pitch fastball or breaking ball. And he's had command of all of that. 2 outs with Votto at first. That's going to be a strike on the fastball. It's 1-1 to Scott Rowland.
And that pitch was actually a good example of what you're talking about. A 1-0 fastball to Scott Rowland. That's exactly what he's looking for. But he put that right on the inside corner. Not exactly. Scott Rowland's looking for something out over. It's the execution.
And a throw to first. He's picked off Votto. James Shields does it again. He picks off Joey Votto, and that retires the side. Rays will come in to hit, no score. In the top of the first on our Toyota Inside Look. That's the 8th pickoff pulled by Shields this year.
Well, look at right there, the timing. Shields lets Joey Votto take that extra step, and we've talked about how quick his feet are on that move to first and how accurate he is on the throw. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Sometimes the guys like Joey Votto, those guys in the middle of the lineup, they get a little bit lazy. They know, hey, I'm not running. He knows I'm not going to run on him. So they get a little bit lazy mentally. Those are sometimes the easiest guys to pick off, and Shields took advantage of that extra little slide and nailed it.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. That's the 8th pickoff. We're at game number 81. The last time a right-hander led the league in stolen or in pickoffs was Charlie Huff, and he had 16. So he's halfway there at the 81 game mark.
Yeah, it's been impressive.
1-0 the count. Now Johnny Damon fouls it back. The count is 1-1. That stretch has really been remarkable, particularly for a right-handed pitcher. I mean, the one that stands out is the pickoff of Asdrubal Cabrera at third. But Shields has not only worked over hitters, but base runners as well.
We always talk about Evan Longoria and that feed to second base, you know, when they're trying to turn the double play. How about James Shields and his feeds to the first baseman with those quick feed, the blind throw, and it's always on the money.
Pitch is high to Damon. Edison Volquez out there. And he's had some first inning problems. That's been a theme for him. Third run average 577 to start this 2-2. So let's see how the Rays fare here in the first against the 27-year-old right-hander.
He's making his 15th start of the season. 4-3 record. Very high ERA. You can trace a lot of it right there. The 50 walks and 73 in the third innings. Will strike out a lot of guys, but he gives up a lot of base runners.
Roller to short. Giannis up with it. Just throw to first. Take a look at the rest of the Rays lineup. Ben Zobrist hits second, followed by Evan Longoria, and then Matt Joyce, Casey Kochman, and B.J. Upton. John Rodriguez, Kelly Shopping, and Elliott Johnson hitting ninth playing shortstop this afternoon. Ben has been on an extra base kick. He's hitting .268. 27 doubles now. He leads the major leagues. Pitch is too low, a ball and no strikes. Low, 2-0. Volquez won 17 games in 2008. He was 17-6. The Texas Rangers traded him to the Reds for Josh Hamilton. Pitch is wide, and now it's a 3-0 count. And he's had trouble harnessing the good arm.
He's got a very good arm. Electric fastball, a very good changeup. He keeps good arm action on it, and a curveball that he'll vary the break on. But you're right, commands the issue.
And he walked Zobrist on 4 pitches.
Now let's take a look at the Reds defense as it lines up this afternoon. Left to right in the outfield, Fred Lewis, Drew Stubbs, and Jay Bruce. Across the infield, third to first, Scott Rowland, Paul Janisch, Brandon Phillips, and Joey Votto. Ryan Hannigan gets the call behind the plate today.
Well, here's Evan Longoria, who ended it last night. He hit the second pitch he saw in the bottom of the ninth inning and lined it into the seats and left, giving the Rays their 4-3 victory. And a little roller by the mound towards short. Giannis steps on second and throws to first for the double play. And Longoria is out to end the first. On to the second, no score.
Second, lots of kids here, not hundreds but thousands on Park and Recreation Day on our website Wednesday. Our first question's a few people, Paul, Mary, Nancy. They want to know whether you guys think, in addition to James Shields, who a lot of fans hope will make the All-Star team, do you think any other Rays will be on the American League squad? Gentlemen?
Alrighty, Scott Rowland, who was at the plate when Votto was picked off in the first inning, opens the second, and the first pitch is a strike from James Shields. Rowland, Bruce, and Gomes. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Shields probably not going to start because of the way the rotation stacks up, but he's been just so good that obviously he would be the first choice. And I guess you could try to build a case for a couple other people, depending on what happens over really the next few days. That's going to be a foul ball. The count is 2-2. You know, if David Price, who's pitched well, but a win last night would have given him 9 wins, and you'd think that you know, that would have given him consideration, as well as Shields. Swing and a miss, and Rowland is out of there. Fastball got him. That's the first strikeout for Shields. Matt Joyce for a time was red hot and at the top of the batting race, but that has fallen off a bit. There's Matt, and well, he's still over 300 and 309. There's a strike to Jay Bruce. I don't know. What do you think? You got anybody else in mind?
Well, yeah, I'm going to go back with my guy Farnsworth.
Yeah.
You know, I know last night, obviously, he had his second blown save of the season, but the body of work is there. I mean, the ERA is there.
Joe Madden mentioned that the other day. He said he hoped that he would get some serious consideration.
I don't see how, really, at the end of the day, how you would keep him off. I mean, if he finishes strong, I mean, obviously, you know, a few more hiccups, obviously, but if he finishes as strong as he started, I don't see how you would keep him off. And then, you know, there's even been talk of maybe Ben Zobrist at second base. You know, you get that average up close to 280, 10 homers, 45, 50 RBIs. You know, you figure, you got Cano and Pedroia, of course, fan favorites.
Strike 3 call. So Bruce is out of there, 2 strikeouts.
But other than that, I think that's really, those are your options. And I think Shields should be a lock, and in my mind's eye, I think that Kyle Farnsworth should be pretty close to a lock at this point.
Yeah.
But still, obviously, you know, week and a half, 2 weeks to go, or at least a week before they name it.
2 strikeouts. Johnny Gomes, the DH. Pitch inside. Rowland struck out swinging on the fastball. Bruce was caught looking. Shields got him on a cutter. 2 balls, no strikes, the count. We're in the top of the second. Shields made 11 pitches in the first inning. And a ground ball that's going to go through into left, a base hit, and a 2-out single. Gomes is aboard. Hit number 2 for the Reds. Well, let's take a look at some of the All-Star voting as it breaks out in the American League. David Ortiz leading at DH, and Curtis Granderson and Bautista, big vote getters, as well as Adrian Gonzalez at first base. Cano at second, and Jeter on the DL, leading at shortstop. Bautista, it's good to see him get all those votes. It's good to see him, guys other than in major markets,
yeah,
get a few more votes. Ryan Hannigan, the catcher, takes them all.
And it's nice to see that total up over 5 million. I mean, he's leading the charge in the American League, and deservedly so. He's picking up right where he left off last year. I think he had his 24th home run last night. Still showing tremendous bat speed.
With a strike. It's 1-1. Shields facing Cincinnati for the first time. It's up the right side, going to be foul. Out of the reach of Zobrist. It's 1-2. You know, one of the problems with Zobrist at second, that he's such a good right fielder.
I was going to say, nobody look right now. He's like in right field.
Well, he's a very good right fielder.
He is. I think he's actually a better right fielder than he is a second baseman. But with the emergence of Matt Joyce, you know, and Ben Zobrist being able, especially as of late, hitting right-handers and left-handers, put him in at second base, plug him into that number 2 hole, and leave him alone.
And the pitch is down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cincinnati starts the day 4-10 in interleague play. They have not been a hot ball club over the last 3 to 4 weeks. And that pitch is down. Dusty Baker's club ran into some starting pitching issues, and really he was saying that he suffered from the same thing a lot of managers do. When you don't get enough innings in a turn through the rotation, your bullpen becomes overtaxed, and then you really got to fight to catch up, give them enough rest. That thing becomes a downhill avalanche. In the center, that's going to fall for a base hit. Gomes goes to third as Hannigan singles into center. 3 hits now off Shields.
A couple of 2-out hits. This pitch not quite where James wanted it. Hannigan's able to get just enough of it. He didn't scald it. But he got enough of it. Drop it out in front of B.J. Upton in center field. And now the Reds with 2 outs got runners on the corners.
Drew Stubbs about to step in. Stubbs with some pop in his bat, extra base hit pop, and a lot of strikeouts and speed. Pitch is upstairs. There's a strike. It's 1-1. You know, if the Rays would have just one man named to the All-Star team, it'd be the first time that happened since 2007, when Carl Crawford was the only Ray to represent the club. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I would imagine too here with Drew Stubbs and that changeup that he just swung and missed at, the fact that he does have the power, he does have the speed, but he's very strikeout prone. Going to see that again and again and again all day long.
A little piece of that one. The changeup again. Fouled it.
Yes, that would qualify as strikeout prone.
Wouldn't it? You got a pretty good lead on Kenneth Johnson of the Diamondbacks. And he's out on strikes. Another changeup. Stubbs could not check. Bottom of the second coming, no score. Game of the series against Cincinnati. They're always fun. Reminder that in this game and all season, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Yeah, the youngsters have those thunder sticks. They just can't make enough noise on their own. They need some additional material.
That's why when you said it's always fun, I was going to say and loud. Beatdown going section 153.
Matt Joyce in there to lead it off against Edison Volquez. It's a foul ball out of play. Matt's hitting .309 to start play. Kochman next, and then B.J. Upton. One and one. One and one the count. Change up right there had Joyce out in front. It's 1-2. Volquez and the young right-hander Johnny Cueto, who pitched last night. Two very good arms in the Cincinnati rotation. And Volquez still trying to put his command together. Which is foul out of play, and so the count is still a ball, 2 strikes. And they've both been subjected to Mario Soto, who had that great changeup. And Cueto, I'll tell you, he was very impressive last night. Turned out getting a no decision and left with a chance to win. But he's got a good arm and is making some adjustments on his way to becoming a very good young pitcher. And Joyce missed the changeup. The strikeout comes on that changeup for Volquez.
Yeah, Volquez, that good changeup you're talking about, Dwayne, he likes to use that with 2 strikes. The curveball more early in the count. Of course, he's got the good explosive fastball, but you see this changeup really sells it with that good arm action. Ball ends up running off the plate. Matt Joyce way out in front chasing. Yeah, the problem with Volquez has been the command. You know, he doesn't have enough innings to qualify as a starter up to this point. He's like coming into this ball game, he was 7 2/3 innings short. But if he were to qualify, he would be leading all of baseball in opponents on base percentage and base runners per 9 inning. The base runners per 9 inning, he's at 15.5 base runners per 9 innings. That is just too much, too many guys out on base for something to go wrong, because he actually does a very nice job with runners in scoring position. I mean, the average in runners in scoring position is just 221. So, and it, you know, he does a nice job there. However, there's just too many of them out there.
Two balls and a strike. The count here to Kochman. Joyce out on the changeup. Kochman's ahead. It's a 3-1 count. The other thing about Volquez, to the point you made, he walked 50 men in just a little over 70 innings. And the 4-seam fastball is a pitch that he can throw an average amount of time for a strike. But he struggles otherwise, and he has a curveball that's more of a self-taught pitch. Kochman draws the walk right there. He does not throw that pitch for a strike even 50% of the time.
Yeah, that's bad when you've got a pitch that's a coin flip. And that's exactly what it is. You start spraying some fastballs around and miss with the changeup, you walk guys. Well, take the Rays with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Rays game live or on demand on your computer and your other favorite devices. Visit RaysBaseball.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, it's baseball everywhere.
So the Rays have a base runner with one out, and B.J. Upton stepping in. Pitch outside, 1 ball, no strikes. BJ hitting .222. 0 for 3 last night. Looks for his first hit in this series. His first time up today. Two and 0. Most of the Rays hitters getting their first look ever at Edison Volquez. Kochman's at first. Two and 1. Kochman, who walked at 5 lifetime at bats against the Reds right-hander. Johnny Damon came in 1 of 3 against him, and that's about it in the matchups. There's a strike. The count squares.
Good fastball here by Volquez, right down at the knees. Good pitch.
BJ fouls one out of play. Volquez right now close to the break-even point in strikes and non-strikes thrown in this game to start it, to the point that we were discussing a moment ago. Command an issue. And BJ takes that fastball for a strike. In at 95, and Upton could not pull the trigger.
Well, he got back into the count with a couple of fastballs, threw one away. BJ chased it, fouled it off. It was a strike pitch. And then that one, you see right there, he comes back in with it. BJ looking out over the plate, frozen.
2 outs. Runner at first, and Sean Rodriguez will bat. Ball 1. Volquez making his 15th start without a complete game. Even the year he won 17, he did not complete a game that season in 32 starts. 1-1, and does not have a complete game in his major league career.
Too, you know, he's barely averaging over 5 innings a start this year. Just 14 starts, 73 1/3 coming in. What, 5 1/3, 5 1/2 in that range.
Pitch is too low. Fastball. 2-1.
Once again, comes back full circle to the command. Too many pitches too early. I'll tell you somewhere else he struggles out on the mound, and that's controlling the running game, something that the Rays should really look to them to exploit this afternoon if they're able to get base runners out there. He's given up 14 out of 18 stolen bases this year.
And a foul ball straight back. 2-2. Well, he had started to put some things together with that 17-6 record in 2008. Still walked more hitters, but fewer hitters than his ratio has been since then. But still over somewhere between 4 and 4.5 walks every 9 innings. But the hits allowed were very low. Swing and a miss, and that takes care of Sean Rodriguez. Breaking ball, and the Rays are out in the second. We'll be talking with David Price when we come back through 2, no score. This game moves into the third. Rays and the Reds are scoreless. They've divided the first two games. The Rays winners last night 4-3, and we're happy to have David Price join us as we move into the third inning. Paul Yanish, the shortstop, pops up the first pitch. It's Elliott Johnson under it, and he makes the grab. David, nice to have you with us.
Thank y'all for having me.
And congratulations. I know you didn't get the decision, but you were very good again last night. In fact, Dusty Baker was saying he thought you had no-hit stuff.
I felt good. I did. That was definitely, in my mind whenever I was out there. But, it didn't happen. That's part of it.
And so is that.
That's it. You can't turn your back on those other pitchers.
Yeah, I'll get him back.
Hey, David, now what we've seen and what I've seen up here, Dwayne, is your best games for me is when you just go out and pound the zone with your fastball early. And so I was wondering, when you go in and set up a game plan for an opposing team, how much do you tailor your game plan to the opposing hitters? Or do you go out with the mindset that I'm going to impose my will on them and then make adjustments as the game goes on?
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. I mean, I'm going to take my best step out there. I mean, if it's a team that hits, that they hit fastballs, that's fine. I feel like my fastball is, every pitcher's fastball is different. So until they prove that they can hit mine, that's what I'm going to throw.
When you load up on fastballs so much, and there are going to be times, and last night we saw a few change-ups. In fact, we saw a couple very, very good change-ups. Talk about the challenge of not throwing one of those secondary pitches and then suddenly trying to bring that pitch into the fold in a particular outing. The challenge, that has to be a challenge for any pitcher to do that.
Yeah, but that's what we use, our 4 or 5 days in between starts for. We're out here, we're working on stuff. I work on my changeup every day. I worked on it today. But, whenever you're out there and you're going pretty good with your fastball or whatever you're throwing, sometimes it is a little tough to make something different in there. But, last night it worked well and it felt good.
Speaking of a changeup, there's one, and Lewis is out on strikes. A look at David Price last night in action right here.
Well, that's what it was. I mean, what was it? The first 45 pitches of the outing, 43 fastballs. Just attack, and Cincinnati Red lineup had nothing for him. Did we see all of them right there?
I think we did. Yep.
Well, there were 12.
Yeah, that was extended play right there. And here's a breaking ball in to Phillips for a strike. Hey, play pitching coach for us a little bit. Give us your assessment of the excellence that James Shields has been this year.
I mean, you said it best. I mean, he's been excellent for us. He's been our ace for sure. I mean, he's been out there I feel like he's going to throw a complete game every time. So I feel like our entire team feels the same way about him.
Yes, sir. Well,
he's been. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, David.
He's been outstanding all year. He put in the work this offseason. Last year I feel like it embarrassed him a little bit, but he's come back so strong this year, and it's fun to see this guy smiling all the time. And the work that he puts in, he deserves everything he's doing right now.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate the time you've spent with us, and congratulations on what has been a great year so far.
All right. Thank you, Dwayne.
Thank you, David.
Thanks, man.
Lead it off here for the Rays. A big cut and the miss. Strike one. That wide shot of the booth, that's a pretty good shot.
What did they do?
They just missed Todd Callis' kneecaps.
And they could have seen my bare kneecaps.
Yeah, hey, we got to show that off. That's really nice legs there.
No, we really don't. Hey, that's only because it's a 12-10 game. I look at it this
Somebody
way.
stole the bottoms of your pants.
Yesterday, we were forced to go full suit action.
Yes.
Had to do that little mini movie that we talked about.
That you produced.
And partially directed. No big deal, though. And then today, I thought, okay, you know what? Normally, it'd be a little bit down with the collared shirt, but you add in a 12-10 start, which, by the way, is not even Major League Baseball. That's like a makeup game in Legion, and you play at noon. So you add in a noon game, and I said, forget it. I'm going cargo shorts. No one's going to see it anyway.
Not unless we show them.
Well, that's our choice.
Yeah.
They're not going to see it by accident.
So, essentially, that's what this is all about. Choice. No one's going to make you do anything.
Well, they did yesterday.
It's just, and at their own peril.
Yes.
You had to take over that entire shoot.
If today, well, yeah. Hey, did you want to get out of there? We had a game to do.
Well, see, I know the game's the thing.
Ask Terry.
Yeah. A ball, 2 strikes here. Kelly Shoppick leading off. Elliott Johnson next, and then Johnny Damon. Hey, that was an enjoyable conversation with David Price. The only problem was it was a little too short because Shields got back into a low pitch count inning. I had him at 9 pitches. 8 pitches.
Yeah, we picked the wrong inning to interview David Price. Not Shields is just too quick. And I thought that while we had him on the stand, we had another line of questioning we could have hit him with.
Yeah, apparently we had to have a sidebar to see if those questions would be allowed. Down to third, and Roland makes the play to Votto to throw out Kelly Shoppick.
Well, fans, be sure to tune in Friday, July the 1st for the 2011 Rays broadcast auction to benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation and the Tampa General Hospital Children's Medical Center. The Rays will auction off one-of-a-kind experiences with your favorite Rays players, including hitting lessons with Johnny Damon, exclusive ticket packages, a trip to the All-Star Game, and more. And fans, don't forget, you can go on to RaysBaseball.com/broadcast auctions right now to take a look at the auctions that are up for bid and also to buy tickets to Joe Madden's Summer Social, which, by the way, Dwayne, with your caveat.
Oh, it's first come, first serve.
There you go.
That's important.
Very.
Yep. Because that fills up fast, and it's a great time. If you want to have a good time, see Joe. 0-2 at his Summer Social. It's a lot of fun.
Players, coaching staff, maybe an appearance by Dwayne Stats.
And Brian Anderson, he will wear pants.
Yes, I will.
No cargo shorts.
That's another day where they will make you wear pants.
There's a little tap foul. Yeah, it's always a good day when BA wears pants.
For everybody.
No score here in the bottom of the third. 2 strikes to count to Elliott Johnson. Line drive, and it's going to be a foul ball. Boy, Elliott, before he hurt that knee, he was really swinging a good bat. Then had to break that up to spend time on the disabled list and then get back and then to work himself back in, get playing time. And so he's still trying to find that consistent stroke up there.
Well, it's hard enough to keep a consistent stroke when you're a part-time player and you're just getting out there a couple times a week.
Roller by the mound. Phillips with the pickup. Throw to first, close, and they just got him. Even more frustrating when you're looking for hits.
Yeah.
He's hustling.
Oh, he is. That's the way he plays the game. And, like I said, it's hard enough when you're a part-time player. And here's a nice play by Phillips getting rid of it quick and just a half a step on Elliott Johnson. But then you add in that injury and the fact that, hitting is timing. Wasn't very long, coming off the DL. And how many at-bats did he get before that? Did he really get his timing back and then trying to play once or twice a week? But, yeah, he was certainly hitting the ball well. But I'll tell you one thing that hasn't taken a break with Elliott Johnson, and that's his defense. And he's been impressive out at shortstop. He's got a good feel for the position, and he's got a good feel for how much he needs to put on a throw and his footwork out there. Very strong arm, and I've been impressed with him out of that spot.
David bounces this one to second. A bit more routine for Phillips. 3 ground balls, and the Rays are up and down in order. We go to the 4th. No score. As we go to the 4th inning at Tropicana Field, time for our AT&T trivia question. In the top of the 4th, who was the last pitcher to throw 4 consecutive complete games and win all 4? Joey Votto taking the first pitch. It's a strike. He tracked the breaking ball in there. James Shields coming off 3 consecutive complete games. All of those victories.
You talk about hot pitchers. Obviously, James Shields, first one that comes to mind here at Tropicana Field. But how about Cliff Lee? What he's doing? 3 straight shutouts.
Right back over the mound and through into center field past the diving Johnson. Joey Votto has his second hit. He is 2 for 2.
Well, Joey Votto has the perfect approach off a pitcher like James Shields. The fastball changeup is that up the middle, try to stay through the baseball. That's what he did his first at bat, and that's what he did right there.
Well, Scott Rowland's going to be the hitter. Let's check in with Todd here for a moment.
Side Wednesday, Ask the Booth. Log into FoxSportsFlorida.com. Click on the Rays link. And in light of your conversation about what BA's wearing today, Jerry and a few others want to know who determines the attire. Sometimes we're dressed up, sometimes not, gentlemen.
Swing and a miss by Rowland. Well, let me just tell you this right at the front. Nobody tells BA what to wear.
Well, no,
they don't tell him what to do.
Why are you giving me the finger point?
I wonder why.
No, listen, that's funny that question's coming from him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, for the good of the show, he's going to pose the question. Let us answer it. Ground ball to the right side into short right. Zobrist with a pickup. Votto's going to stop at second, and it's first and second with nobody out. But you're right, and I know the point you're about to make.
The point I'm about to make is the man who's asking the question is the man who determines the attire.
That's right.
Todd Callis.
Fashion coordinator and consultant extraordinaire.
Yeah. I love, too, how he comes up and he'll ask our opinion. Like, hey, fellas, what do you guys want to do for tomorrow? You want to go with it? And then we throw out our suggestions, and he's like, yeah, no, I think we're going to go suit.
Yeah.
That's always cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah. He's already planning the next road trip. There he is. See?
Yeah.
And actually, I have a feeling that's whatever looks best on Todd.
It depends on the time of day.
Yeah.
It depends on how he's feeling about things. Whether he got it, he got the lid tightened up a little bit.
Yep. The strike to Jay Bruce. But the deal is, see, he looks good in everything.
Right.
I mean, that's just one of the gifts that he has.
That's why he's the man out amongst the people on camera, and we sit up here and you just hear our voices.
They keep us sequestered.
That's right. A lot of video.
2 strikes the count.
I knew that question was trouble.
We're just trying to maintain our credibility by telling the truth. Two strikes the count. And he is out on strikes. That's strikeout number 5 for Shields.
Well, that's that curveball we talked about. The progression on that pitch. He just continues to throw it down in the zone. That curveball has developed nicely over the season.
Now it's Johnny Gomes. Single in the second inning. Hit a home run here in the first game of the series on Monday. Takes a big cut. Strike one. I'm not sure there's any other kind of swing that Johnny Gomes takes than that big one.
Yeah, not too many speeds with this guy. Always stuck in ultra high.
Slow, 1-1. Johnny talking the other night about spending time in both the American and National League and some of the differences. And boy, he's all over it. He says, look, if you play in the National League, it's a 25-man game every night.
Yeah.
American League, more of a 9-man game. He says, but boy, if you're not in that lineup, that you could walk around in the dugout with a bat, but he says you might be in there with a glove. You got to be ready for any and every kind of change that could be made.
Well, I tell you, I got an opportunity to play in the National League for 5 years, and even on days I didn't start, have my start, let's say on a Sunday, the next 4 days, I was in the dugout with spikes on. I had plastic spikes on because I was, designated pinch runner, so they didn't want to, burn a position player.
Swing and a miss. Gomes out of there. Change up got him.
The two managers I got the opportunity to play for, Bob Brenly and Buck Showalter, and here again, that changeup. Johnny Gomes so aggressive. It's going to be a very good pitch to him. That change of speed, you see just a little bit out in front. He tried to wait on it, couldn't wait enough. But yeah, I never wore turf shoes in that dugout. I mean, it was spikes on every day because you never knew when, hey, base hit in the 7th inning, you're going in to run for him.
Be ready.
It's a fun brand of baseball.
Here's Ryan Hannigan. He singled his first time.
Oh, you got a little taste of that when the team was in Houston. And Wade Davis got a chance to pinch hit.
Oh, yeah. Well, Madden used 21 players in that game.
Yeah.
Managing in the National League park.
And that was only a 9-inning game. We're not even talking extras. He had everybody burn out by the 9th.
Well, I don't know. We talk about Joe and his style of managing and how, the Angels had sort of a National League touch to them. And the Rays certainly do that. Could you imagine if Joe managed every day in the National League?
You would almost have to change it a little bit.
We might have to expand rosters.
That's right.
That's a strike on the outside corner. The count is 1-1.
But that's what makes it exciting. There are a lot of decisions to be made. Joe had a tough one there. Did he pinch hit Matt Joyce in that situation late in the ball game or not? Because he was his last position player. And he put him in there. Joyce came through and it worked out.
Pitch stayed up. Attempted a breaking ball that stayed up and in. 2-1. Votto and Rowland singled. Bruce and Gomes struck out. 2 balls and a strike to count to the catcher, Ryan Hannigan. And a high fly ball hit deep to left. That comes off a breaking ball, and it is gone. Hannigan hits a 3-run home run on a curveball. There was another breaking ball in that sequence early that stayed up and in, and this one stayed up, and Hannigan hits it out, and Cincinnati takes a 3-0 lead.
Now Shields has thrown a couple of good ones today. The last one hung a little bit, but out of the zone. This one hangs in the zone, and it stays close to Hannigan. And after seeing that spin on the one that's up and out of the zone, then he gets one here that's hittable, picks up the spin, good recognition, and he is all over it.
For Hannigan, his 3rd home run of the year. And just like that, the Reds break out in front here in the 4th. The chopper headed to second by Stubbs. Rodriguez makes the play. That retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 3-0 Cincinnati. The 4th inning. And let's get the answer to our AT&T trivia question. Who was the last pitcher to put together 4 consecutive complete games and win all 4? Well, you don't get much better than Roy Halladay. That was his season in 2003 when he won the American League Cy Young Award. Well, Rays and Shields down by 3, but there's a lot of baseball to go here in this one as Ben Zobrist leads off the bottom of the 4th. Pitch is a strike. Longoria next, and then Joyce. One and one. The Rays have had a couple of base runners, both via the walk. Zobrist walked in the 1st. Kochman walked in the 2nd inning. 2-1 to Ben. Takes a fastball for a strike in the mid-90s. Holds the count at 2-2. The Rays right-hander coming off an outing on the 24th against the Orioles in Baltimore when he gave up 4 runs on 7 hits and 4 1/3. Zobrist after the high fastball and is out on strikes.
Everything in that sequence of pitches was down, 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 and then all of a sudden rushes that fastball with a good velocity up in the zone. You see where everything's at, and then boom, how about this? Gets the chase.
Well, that's going to bring up Evan Longoria. Pitch is a strike. Two.
There's that very good changeup there by Volquez. You know, a lot of right-handed pitchers and vice versa. The lefties don't like to throw that changeup. The same arm side hitter, righty on righty. You can see he's not afraid to use it, and it's a good one.
It's coming in on him, and it's fouled away. A fastball again. He's gone a couple of mid-90s fastballs, and in between that the changeup. Four strikeouts for Volquez. He's walked a couple. That's it. Longoria getting time granted by Angel Hernandez. One ball and 2 strikes. Volquez with Tommy John surgery. That's cost him the last couple full seasons. Came at the end of 09. In August, he had surgery. Made just 9 starts in 09 and coming back made 12 last year. He was 4-3 in 12 starts in 2010. Longoria pops it up right side. Votto is there. 2 outs. 2 up, 2 down in the inning.
Well, fans, start your weekend at Friday Fest, presented by Captain Morgan on Friday, July the 1st, when the Rays host the Cardinals. The first 10,000 get a collectible Matt Joyce t-shirt presented by the St. Petersburg Times. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get your tickets now.
So Matt Joyce in the batter's box with 2 outs and the bases empty. Lifts it toward right center. Bruce is there. The Rays are up and down 1-2-3. On to the 5th. 3-0 Reds. Nothing ball game. Yanis, the shortstop, leads it off. The pitch is a strike. Yanis popped to the short stop and then leads it off here in the 5th against Shields. Count is 1-1. He takes a pitch in the dirt. One and two. Fred Lewis next, followed by Brandon Phillips. Yanis is out on strikes. Change up, and that's strikeout number 7.
Now let's take a look at our poll. Today's poll brought to you by Ottaway. Text your vote to 789-789. Standard message and data rate supply. What are you looking forward to the most this weekend? TB1, the Rays auction. TB2, Throwback Unis. TB3, DJ Kitty. Or TB4, the Wiggles.
DJ Kitty out there on the wall in right field. Oh, a broken bat. The ball rolls to second. Rodriguez up with it. The barrel into the bat came to the backstop.
Well, let's watch this thing explode. That's what we said a cutter will do. It's supposed to go from the barrel to the handle.
Well,
there is evidence.
That truly was a cutter.
Yes, it was.
Took that bat right in half. Now Brandon Phillips. And a strike call. Phillips had a double in the game last night and a 4-hit game here Monday. He aggressively attacks that breaking ball that just broke out of sight.
That's showing the maturity of James Shields. You know, he threw the breaking ball to Hannigan that really hung, was up and out of the zone. Then he comes back with a hanger, gives up a 3-run homer. A lot of guys would start to distance themselves from that pitch at that point. Here, he comes back with 2 more high-quality breaking balls to Brandon Phillips. Not going to shy away from it because one got hit.
Ball down to third. To him another one. Longoria across to Kochman. 1-2-3. We're headed into the bottom of the 5th inning here at the Trop. 3-0 Cincinnati. Coventry Healthcare of Florida, lighting the way to better health. And by Sonic, America's drive-in. It's new, it's better, it's the new Sonic Good. Home half of the fifth. Casey Kochman leads off. Takes one wide. Casey walked in the second inning. He'll be followed by B.J. Upton and then Sean Rodriguez. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. Two strikes.
You can really see Volquez get low in his delivery and really push off that rubber. So when he throws that ball up in the zone, it just jumps up there. The hitter, they see the whole baseball. It looks like a balloon to him, but that velocity, he's able to get it over the top of the bat.
Two and two. That one up there away, a fastball. So we go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Edinson Volquez, 27-year-old right-hander. Limited the Rays to just the 2 walks so far. And a ground ball going to be a base hit between Rowland and the line. Up the left field side. Big turn by Kochman. And he will hang on at first. He gave it a second and third thought about heading to second base and decided to hold on with the Rays' first hit of the game.
Yeah, right out of the box. Full count fastball. You see how far away that was off the plate. Kochman, good 2-strike hitter, will go the other way. Just pokes that one right by the diving Scott Rowland, but Fred Lewis got over to it quickly and held him to a single.
B.J. Upton. Let's see if the Rays can get something started here against Volquez. 1 ball, no strikes. B.J. took a ball third strike on a 95-mile-per-hour fastball his first time up. Fastball in off the plate this time. It's 2-0. This one back. 2-1. Broken bat, the fly ball lifted into right. Bruce makes the catch, and the barrel into the bat wound up toward the shortstop position.
Edinson Volquez with that exploding fastball right off the label of the bat. And once again, a hitter ends up holding the handle. You see that a lot more nowadays, that the exploding bat. Look out.
Rodriguez. Pitch is low. Curveball. 1 ball, no strikes. With just 2 walks and a base hit off Edinson Volquez. Pitch a check swing on a curveball, and it's foul. 1-2. Swing and a miss on a 96-mile-per-hour fastball.
And did you see that emergency hack there by Rodriguez, looking for that changeup or something off speed, because that fastball snuck up on him. I mean, right there, that ball's by him. You're not looking for the fastball with a swing like that.
Quick look at the Rays schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. Cardinals in over the weekend. As we look forward to the upcoming Rays schedule, you can live forward with Just for Men Hair Color. They'll be shopping with a runner at first and 2 outs. The miss. 0-2. Another fastball. Kotsman still at first after leading off with a single. He's there with 2 outs. Blows it right by Shoppach, a fastball. So strikeouts to Rodriguez and Shoppach, 3-0 Cincinnati.
Always log on to foxsportsflorida.com and click on the Rays link to ask your question. Alex wants to know Casey Kochman and whether he's resurrected his career to the point where he can be an everyday player, not only this year, but in the future years to come, gentlemen.
All right. Joey Votto takes the pitch in the 6th inning underway. That's a strike. There's Casey. Well, it would certainly seem like that. I'll tell you, with that great defensive work he does day in and day out at first base, I think it begins there. And the question was, when he came over, could he recover enough of his offense to play every day there? Well, he's done that and more, because he's so valuable defensively, and that's so easily overlooked. Strike 3 called, and Votto is out of there. 8 strikeouts. Shields now 1 strikeout in front of Verlander to take over the American League lead in that department.
And good backdoor cutter there. We have not seen that pitch from Shields all day. We've seen it in on the lefties, but not the backdoor. Caught Votto by surprise.
Scott Rowland. Pitch is a strike. Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything out of Casey Kochman that would suggest that he shouldn't stay right there.
Well, no, first of all,
he's hit the great contact. Johnson takes care of Rowland's ground ball. 2 up, 2 down.
I mean, he's hitting close to 340, 338 coming in. Not a ton of power, but he's shown the ability to hit the ball, all over the field. That single that he had in his last at bat, that ball's off the plate with 2 strikes. He's shown no fear at the plate, hitting with 2 strikes. We've talked about his defense all year long. I mean, that's a no-brainer. If he can even stay close to those numbers, he's going to be a guy that you plug in every day somewhere.
Jay Bruce takes the pitch down.
You may, in an ideal world, you may like to have more power numbers out of the first base position, but more and more this game is becoming about putting pressure on the defense, putting the ball in play, running, speed, athletes out there. And this is a guy who's tough to strike out. It's like I said, he's very confident hitting with 2 strikes and plays great defense, makes everybody around him better. It's like a good point guard in basketball.
Counts a ball and 2 strikes to Jay Bruce. Yeah, there's nothing like a good first baseman to tighten up your inner defense. And he really becomes noticeable when he's not there. You put somebody over there who can't do the job that Kochman does, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you're good for, at least 1. I mean, how many scoops do you see him make on a nightly basis that he just makes look routine?
People come in here and they look at this ball club and they go, wow, you guys compete in the American League East, and you're within 2.5 games of first. Here it is, the end of June. Well, the reason they can do that is great defense. One of the big reasons, and Kochman is a big part of that.
You don't beat yourself, and Casey Kochman picks up a lot of those infielders on their throws. He gives them confidence to make the tough throws, knowing that he's going to be able to make the play on it. They can get rid of it, and with the idea of, hey, get it close, get it in the neighborhood, because that guy right there will make the play.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now that without Casey Kochman in the lineup, you put an average or below average first baseman there, this team is nowhere near being in the race. That's how important he is. 2-2 the count.
Well, you just, straight high pointed me, so I'm going to have to agree with you.
There you go. Foul ball, and it's not even so much the fact that he has no errors, but he makes everybody else on that infield even better.
And look how many times he's handled the baseball. I mean, outside of the pitcher, who handles it more than that guy right there?
Strike call at the knees. Fastball catches Bruce looking. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 3-0 Cincinnati. 9 strikeouts in this game. He hasn't walked anybody. Hooked up against Edinson Volquez. Volquez has given up just 1 hit and 2 walks. It's a 3-0 game, and all 3 of those runs came on 1 swing of the bat when Ryan Hannigan hit a hanging curveball into the seats and left in the 4th inning. That came with 2 men on. It's 3-0, and the Rays come into bat in the bottom of the 6th. Elliott Johnson leads it off against Volquez. There's a strike. Damon next, and then Zobrist. Pitch is low. The general feeling is that Volquez, as a pitcher, still trying to find himself with his command. But in reality, here's a guy who was trying to find himself from the day he signed. He's out of the Dominican Republic. The pitch is down and in, 2-1. And he was first known as Julio Reyes and believed to be about 5 to 6 months younger than he really was. And they had that visa crackdown and found that discrepancy. So it turns out to be 6 months older, and in fact, so far as we know, Edinson Volquez. Swing and a miss.
If I'm gonna play the game, just me personally, just speaking up here, sitting next to you, good change up here. If I'm gonna play the game, I'm going for more than 6 months. Doesn't seem like 6 months is worth it.
Yep.
Oh, he's really 20. He's not 19 and a half. Cares. At that point, give me a couple of years, all right. 6 months, waste of time.
Swing and a miss, and Johnson is out on strikes. 3 consecutive strikeouts here. Let's check in with Todd.
BA, there's a question for you on Volquez. It has nothing to do with his pitching. They want to know if you like his flat brim cap look.
Oh, okay. Once again, that question's from Todd, and you know the answer to that.
No, it's from Paul, actually. Paul is one of our
and
viewers.
Todd. Okay, yeah. Paul and Todd. 2 people asked that question. Yeah, no, not a big fan of that at all. That is, that's the new thing. I mean, you see it in the college ranks, and you see a few of the major league players and some minor league guys. You see it from time to time where that I could never put a hat on like that. If a hat's like that, I mean, it should be turned sideways, still have the sticker on the top or the underneath, maybe the tag hanging off the back. Yeah, no, I don't like that look at all. I like his stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like that hat. Bend it. Look like a baseball player.
If you frisbee that hat, it could be a weapon.
Well.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, no, I like the old school, just not the trucker bend, because you can go overload that way. Looks like you're on your way to a Kenny Chesney concert. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that either. However, just a normal bend. Just give me an in between. Give me a
like that.
Yeah, right. Between that Cincinnati Reds hat and a John Deere hat. Just give me something in between. That's all.
1 and 2. What you're saying is all things in moderation.
Yeah.
That's what you're all about.
Yeah, not extreme. I mean, that right there is right off the rack. That's awful.
So I guess that answers that question.
Next.
Little popper into shallow right. That's going to fall for Johnny Damon. Johnny Damon drops a base hit. His first of the day. And how about that? That ties him with Ted Williams. 2,654 hits. Johnny Damon catches Ted Williams on the all-time hits list.
Well, he said for him, this was his guy.
And he's quick to point out, he said Ted Williams would have had way more hits, but he served his country. It took years off his baseball career to do that, but it's still, for Johnny Damon, that's a special accomplishment right there to match Ted Williams on the all-time hit list. It's only the second hit the Rays have had today. It's been Zobrist who's walked and struck out. Moved to first, and Damon is back in. Pitch is outside, 1-0. Is up and away, and the count is 2-0. Friday night, the Cardinals are in. We'll be with you at 6:30 to open our coverage in that series. Wade Davis will open the series for the Rays. The count to Ben Zobrist. Three balls, no strikes. The Rays have been unable to put anything together against Volquez so far. They haven't had a runner past first base. And there's ball 4, so that will push Damon up to second. For the first time, the Rays have a man in scoring position on the third walk issued by Volquez.
On the next Inside the Rays, we take viewers to the Tampa Bay Rays Academy in the Dominican Republic. Learn how the Rays find players, develop their baseball skills, and prepare them to advance in the Rays organization. It's all on Inside the Rays Dominican Academy, Sunday at 5 on Sun Sports.
Ryan Price, the pitching coach, out there with his catcher Hannigan and the pitcher Edinson Volquez. Angel Hernandez out there to break up that conference. It's gone on long enough. Runners first and second, 1 out for Evan Longoria. Evan is grounded into a double play and has popped out to the first baseman, Joey Votto. Evan providing the game-winning home run last night. And the first pitch about to be made in this at-bat. Fouls it back. A fastball that got in on him a little bit. Strike 1. Single, Zobrist walk. It's going to be a little low. A ball and a strike. He's come again, 10 over 500. They've won 9 of their last 11, and they've got great starting pitching during that stretch. Evan takes it up the right field side. It's got a chance to fall fair and well. Base hit, rolling into foul territory. Damon has scored. Here comes Zobrist in to score. It's a double for Longoria, and the Rays make it a 3-2 ball game. Evan Longoria drops a 2-base hit inside the right field line, and the Rays are back to within a run.
Well, let's take a look at our checkers. Double of the game. Evan Longoria, first and second here. A ball right off the end of the bat. He kind of fillets it out into right field. That ball drops in fair territory. Ben Zobrist got a great jump on that ball off the bat. He is right behind Johnny Damon.
So Longoria driving in his 35th and 36th runs of the year with his 14th double. The Rays are right back in this thing. Joyce. And 0 for 2. And the fastball is away. Ball, no strikes. Andrusic up in the bullpen. Dusty Baker. And a line drive. Double play. Phillips to Yanish. Joyce lines to second. Longoria double off second to retire the side. 3-2 Cincinnati. Zookeeper in theaters July 8th. We're headed into the 7th inning, and it's a one-run ball game. James Shields, through 6 innings, has made 82 pitches. He has 9 strikeouts. The one mistake was a hanging curveball to Ryan Hannigan back in the 4th inning. He'll hit second in this inning. It'll be Gomes, Hannigan, and Stubbs coming up for the Reds. Gomes singled his first time. He's 1 for 2. Pitch is outside, 1-0. Inside, 2-0. With 6 complete games, 3 consecutive complete games. He falls behind Gomes 3-0. 106 pitches his last time out against Houston. And the pitch is a strike. 3-1. Jones takes a strike. And the count goes full. Made contact on the backswing. 3-6-0 for the Reds, 2-3-0 for the Rays, and a 3-2 count to Gomes. And ball 4. A leadoff walk here in the 7th inning. Shields a little upset with himself and takes a stroll around the mound.
He didn't have really good command at the beginning of that at bat. Regained it, got back into the count, then tried to come with a front door cutter, and he yanked it all the way across the plate. And I think that's why you see him upset, because he knew, boy, if I execute this pitch, I'm going to strike him out looking, and he just yanked it.
9 strikeouts and 1 walk. That's what he had against Houston. 9 strikeouts and a walk. And the Rays victory 5-1. His first pitch to Ryan Hannigan is low. Hickey's going to trot to the mound.
Now the Rays just climbed back into this ball game, cut the lead down to 1.
This is the home run that produced all 3 of the Cincinnati runs. Ryan Hannigan. Hannigan spent some time at Rollins College and didn't do a lot of catching there. And the Reds like him in this backup role. It's been pretty valuable for them in that regard.
Especially today.
Yep. He's bad as well.
Coming through, yeah. Getting the opportunity to play.
On an 0 count to him. Pitch outside. Looked by Shopping at the runner. Gomes down at first, just in case he might have been straying. Shields behind Hannigan 3-0 after walking Gomes. And ball 4, back-to-back walks, and boy, Shields not happy now.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen that all season.
A bigger circle than to walk off the mound with that walk.
Well, now here with Drew Stubbs at the plate, the speed factor, first and second, a 1-run game. A meeting on the mound to go over the bunt plays, make sure everybody knows what they're supposed to be doing.
J.P. Howell up in the Rays bullpen with the opening walks here in the 7th. Now Stubbs. Stubbs with great speed. Kochman in at first base. And the bunt third base side. Longoria goes to second out there. And now a big turn by Gomes at third base. But he'll put on the brakes. So Hannigan is forced. Longoria going back to second. It's first and third with 1 out.
Really like this play by Longoria. This is the defense. He comes in, gets it, and a quick throw over to second. It's still just 1 out, but guess what? You keep a double play in order now. Instead of taking that out over at first base and having second and third with 1 out, now first and third, still got a chance to get out of this inning without giving up anything.
Yeah, that could be a very key play in this game if the Rays can somehow get out of this spot. Yanish will be the hitter. Stubbs over at first, and Shields keeps an eye on him because he's certainly capable of stealing a base if the Reds want to push the issue.
Well, two here, you wonder that take a page out of Joe Madden's playbook. First and third, one out. Giannis can bunt, handle the bat, look to steal a run.
Over to first, and ball popping away from Kochman. He had to crawl over Stubbs to get to the ball. He wasn't wasting any time just in case Gomes had a thought about coming down the line.
Well, he got him leaning, so close enough there, and then this is the definition of scrambling for a baseball.
Kochman tried to scoop and put the tag on him, and they had a chance to get him right there.
Yes, they did.
Ground ball foul. Strike one. Shields picked off Votto back in the first inning. His 8th pickoff of the season. And now that little fake, and Gomes just a couple of steps down the line out of that.
With a chess match that's going on here between these two managers.
Strike the count to Giannis, and it still wouldn't be impossible that they try to bunt a run home. A foul ball, and the count is 0-2.
Well, now James Shields has put himself into a position in this 0-2 count to try to put Giannis away with the strikeout. Kelly Shoppach got to be ready for that changeup in the dirt. Trying to get Giannis to chase. Johnny Gomes down at third. He's going to have a couple shots at it.
And it's blocked by Shoppach.
Well, that's how you do it too. That's good catching there by Kelly Shoppach. He understands James Shields wants to put this ball, start it in the zone and take it out. Got to be ready to do this right here. Keep it right in front of you.
Yeah, that's picture perfect technique by the Rays catcher.
And you saw him find the baseball and then look up to see if there was any advancement going on towards second base.
Again, keeping Stubbs close to first. Two walks started the inning. Now first and third, one out. 1-2 the count to Giannis. And he got him a foul tip strikeout. Shields chalks up his 10th strikeout. He got him on the changeup. Here's the foul tip.
Well, here it is. Strike, strike, strike. Right to the bottom of the zone. Giannis swings over the top of it. You see that short little swing there. He's just trying to put the ball in play, but the pitch is just a little bit better. Look at that. Just barely a foul tick. Kelly Shoppach able to snow cone it. Now James Shields just one out away from getting out of this mess.
That's the 4th double-figure strikeout game of the season for Shields. And here is Fred Lewis with first and third and 2 outs. The pitch is down and covered up by Shoppach. 1 ball, no strikes. Now Shields carefully working his way through and trying to get around the 2 opening walks. Pitch number 100 about to be made here. Here it is, and it's low. 2 balls, no strikes. See, the second inning, 23 pitches, his high pitch count inning. 18 to this point. We're in the 7th inning. And a line drive base hit into left. That's going to score the run. Joyce up with it. He's going to throw to third offline, and that will allow the trailing runner Lewis to wind up at second. It's 4-2 Cincinnati. Gomes scores. Stubbs, who can run, goes to third, and there was not much of a chance to get him.
No, that was
Lewis
just
into second on the RBI single.
Yeah, overly aggressive. A cutter here didn't get all the way in, and Lewis is able to pull his hands in and just flip the ball out into left center field. And then Matt Joyce, normally the right fielder, he comes up and turns and makes that wild throw over to third base by missing the cutoff man and throwing it over there anyway. That allows Lewis, who's got good speed, to move up to second.
Here's Brandon Phillips. Shopik asking for time. So the leadoff walk to Gomes. Well, even when you don't walk a lot of people, a leadoff walk is a leadoff walk. And it has come back to hurt Shields and the Rays. Now 2 men in scoring position. Phillips lifts a pop foul headed for the stands. Strike one. Well, the Rays got to within a run with the 2-run 6th. 1 point, they trail by 3. They're down by 2 right now. The end of the bat foul. 2 strikes. Phillips taking his time before settling back into the batter's box. Oh, 2. Ground ball third. Grabbed by Longoria, and his throw to first in time to retire the side. A run scores. 2 men left. 7th inning stretch time. 4-2 Cincinnati. On to the bottom of the 7th inning. A little rain outside. Comfortable and dry inside Tropicana Field. Kochman takes the first pitch around the knees for a strike. There's Chris Heisey taking over in left field. Kochman goes the other way, foul with it. Casey picked up the Rays' first hit, a leadoff 5th inning single. Took 2 hits and a walk together in the 6th inning when they scored 2. 2 runs, 3 hits off Edinson Valquez. Casey takes it a little wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. The Cincinnati starting pitcher. Ground ball, first base. Valquez will cover, taking the toss from Votto. 1 out here in the 7th, and once again, here is Todd Couch.
Hey, it's time for our Auto-Way text poll question of the day, and we're asking you for the weekend. We're going to show off this jersey in a little while. What are you most looking forward to? You're looking forward to the broadcast auction TB1, the throwback jerseys TB2, DJ Kinney giveaway TB3, or the Wiggles concert TB4. Now, this is what they're going to be wearing on Saturday. It's Turn Back the Clock night in honor of the Tampa Smokers. Here you have the 1951 Smokers jersey. I have Johnny Damon's jersey that he's wearing here on Saturday. The Cardinals are going to wear their 1953 road grays with the Cardinal on the front on the baseball bat. And here, I think you'll like this, guys. All the Rays decided that they're going high stirrups for that game. So nobody has the long pants. Everybody has the shorter pants. And here's the red and black cap. Chris Westmoreland has all red and black shoes and wristbands and everything else. So that's going to be Saturday, guys. Turn back the clock. One of the choices on our Auto-Way text poll question. Back to you.
Yeah, but how can it be turn back the clock if they're going to have wristbands?
Oh, Dwayne with his zinger. I'll tell you something right now. Yeah, it's a great question.
Yeah. I mean, those are great looking jerseys.
Yes, they are.
You know, and I like I like showing the socks. That's a good idea.
That's a real good idea. In fact,
2-0. High shot deep into center. Stubbs back to the track, deepest part of the park, and gone. Home run for B.J. Upton. B.J. hit that one to the deepest part of the yard. Got it out of here, and it's a 1-run game again. Home run number 12 for B.J. Upton.
yeah, the only question on that was it going to be deep enough? I mean, it was a high blast. Good, solid contact, but you see how high he hit it. Good extension. That ball up and off over the bat, but great carry. Almost made it up to the Captain Morgan deck.
I'll tell you, that's a good ride right there. B.J. Upton, number 12. It's a 4-3 ball game, and that's going to be the end of the afternoon for Edinson Valquez. Dusty Baker out to make the pitching change. this afternoon. Volquez out of the game after 6 1/3, 3 runs, 4 hits. He struck out 7, walked 3, made 98 pitches. And it's a 4-3 contest with Logan Ondrusek entering the game. Sean Rodriguez to face him. And the pitch is a fastball low. It was Ondrusek who gave up the game winner last night when Evan Longoria connected off him in the bottom of the ninth to win it 4-3 for the Rays. Fly ball, center field. It's Stubbs making the catch. 2 gone. Well, BJ had been looking for his first hit of the series, and he got it, that long home run. He'd gone 0 for 9 and then connected for the home run here in the 7th inning.
Oh, that huge home run. Had that such a good series in Houston, came back here, and that was a big one. You know, just as the Reds scored that run to extend the lead back to 2, BJ brings the Rays back to within 1. Just one mistake away here in the bottom of the 7th.
Shopik takes a pitch upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one.
Boy, that was the same cutter that Evan Longoria got. Hit out of here to win last night's ball game.
A 1-1 count. Shopik swings and misses, and that got some nice late movement on it.
Yeah, that's the one he's looking for. 91 miles an hour, and you saw that thing really take off at the end. Almost had slider type of action because he kept it down in the zone. It's a nasty pitch, but I'll tell you what, when you don't get it there, it just becomes a hanging slider.
Little tap, shortstop, Yanish, the pickup and the throw. That turned out to be fairly close. Shopik going down the line. Rays out of the 7th, but they pick up a run on the home run by B.J. Upton. It's 4-3 Cincinnati. Go to the 8th. You could experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club. It has extraordinary seating, luxurious lounge and dining areas. It's the Whitney Bank Club, featuring an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to purchase tickets or for more information. J.P. Howell is the new pitcher for the Rays. James Shields, through 104 pitches, worked 7, and now it's the lefty J.P. Howell. Joey Votto takes a pitch, and it's up and in a little bit. Votto, Roland, and Bruce due up.
Well, this is an important stretch here for this Rays bullpen. Keep the Cincinnati lead to 1.
That's a strike. 1-1.
They did not have a very good road trip. If the Rays have any aspirations of pulling this ball game out, they're going to have to come up big this afternoon.
And a strike, and it's 1-2. Yeah, that bullpen on the road was not as effective as the Rays had hoped that it would continue to be. They really needed a little respite.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. A lot of guys getting a lot of work, up almost every night. Ran out of gas there at the end and got nicked up a few nights.
Shields goes 7 innings in this game. And strike 3 call. Votto caught looking. Angel Hernandez rings him up. Votto has a parting word or two.
Yeah, Joey Votto may get run here. He's been known. Angel Hernandez be more than glad to do it.
Votto has a pretty good beat. That was a curveball there by J.P. Howell, and it looked to be way off the plate.
So Votto, who was called out on strikes in the 6th inning, called out here in the 8th, and that's part of the carryover. And then this pitch.
Watch this. Yeah, that ball clearly off the plate.
Yeah, he's just not very happy, and he had a case to make.
Dusty trying to keep him in the ball game. He realizes, hey, it's a 1-run game. We may be here for a little while. I cannot afford to lose you now.
Scott Rowland takes a pitch inside. Yeah, and Baker's staying right there with him. He doesn't want to give him a clear line to Angel Hernandez.
Yeah, and guess what? You know he wants to send a chaperone out to first base next inning.
Yeah.
Because he's going to have to run by home plate, and I guarantee you he's going to have something for him. He may not make it to first base next inning.
A strike. 2-1. Three balls and a strike. Fly ball into left. And Joyce is right there. 2 gone.
Well, we are down to 4. The 4 greatest moments in MLB All-Star Game history are going head-to-head to determine which is the most memorable of all time. Go to MLB.com/moments and vote now for your favorite. And then tune in the 2011 Major League Baseball All-Star Game on Tuesday, July the 12th at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific here on Fox to find out who the big winner will be.
Now Jay Bruce. Bruce facing Howell. Swings and misses. Bruce called out on strikes in the 2nd. Struck out swinging on a curveball in the 4th. And was called out on a fastball in the 6th inning on a 9-pitch at bat. All of that against Shields. JP got the fastball in on him there, and he fouled it back. 2 strikes. We're in the 8th. 1-run ball game. Bruce out on strikes for the fourth time. 2 strikeouts for JP. 4-3 Cincinnati. Coventry Healthcare of Florida, lighting the way to better health. By your local Southern Ford dealers. By Checkers, Feast On. And 5-Hour Energy fixes tired fast. One shot, back to work, problem solved. Rays down by a run as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Justin Ruggiano will come off the bench to pinch hit against Andrusic. And he throws him a curveball that drops in for a strike. So Elliott Johnson lifted. And a high fly ball back into deep right center. Bruce will go to the track and just in front of the wall makes the catch. He had about a step and a half left before he bumped the wall in right center.
Well, that's why you saw Ruggiano pinch hit for Elliott Johnson, because of that cutter of Andrusic. Take the chance he's going to hang one. This one up in the zone, a little bit away. Ruggiano puts a good swing on it. You see this ball doesn't have that late action on it, and it stays elevated. Ruggiano just missed that. Got it all the way out to deep right center field. Boy, oh boy, a few more feet.
Well, Johnny Damon is due up, and Dusty Baker comes out of the dugout. He's going to go to the bullpen, so he gets an inning's worth of work out of Andrusic. We'll be back in a moment. The Rays down by 1. 1 out. It's going to be Bill Bray. You can see the lefty-righty splits. And Damon, both these pitchers and hitter here holding their own left and right.
Yeah, this is a rematch from last night. Johnny Damon got that little flip in on Bray. Short left center field, yeah.
Driving in 2. 1-0 pitch, and there's a little soft roller to third on a check swing. And Roland throws him out. So 2 outs in the 8th, and Ben Zobrist will turn around to hit right-handed against Bray. Zobrist struck out in the 4th inning, has walked twice. Here he is against Bray.
Well, he's done a much better job as of late since he's moved into that number 2 hole. Hitting over 450.
Hitting 274 right-handed. Working against the lefty. That's outside, 1-1. Two strikes. Zobrist with a lot of extra base hits, a lot of doubles recently, and a lot of walks. It's behind Bray. 1-2. And Zobrist out on strikes. Bray fired that 93-mile-per-hour fastball by him to strike him out. We go to the 9th, 4-3 Cincinnati. Rays trail Cincinnati 4-3, and Justin Ruziano stays in the game. He's in left field. Matt Joyce moves from left to right, which means Ben Zobrist moves from right to second, which means Rodriguez moves from second to short. There you have it.
Elliott Johnson to the bench.
Hip bones connected to the thigh bone. Rays with their great versatility. Juan Cruz is the new pitcher. He'll face Johnny Gomes. Gomes has been on twice and has scored a run. Cruz starts him with a cutter away. 1 ball, no strikes. Shields for 7, Howell for 1, and now Cruz.
Cruz is on for the 32nd time, 4-0 record, and he's been throwing the ball much better as of late.
Two and 0. Cruz in here to keep the Reds in check and give the Rays a chance here in the bottom of the 9th inning with Longoria, Joyce, and Kochman due. It's a foul ball back. 2-1. The pride of Petaluma, California. A 2-1 pitch. He lifts a fly ball deep to center. Upton's going to go back, and just as he hits the track, Gomes is out, number 1. Gomes sent that ball to the deepest part of the yard. Upton caught it.
Fastball up in the zone, and Gomes puts a good swing on it. Didn't get as full of extension as he would have liked. Gets it awfully close, though, but BJ tracks it down for the first out.
Now the catcher, Ryan Hannigan, and boy, he's been the big difference in this game with a 3-run home run back in the 4th. Which is a strike. He has singled, homered, and walked. Off the end of the bat, foul up the right side. 2 strikes. There's Francisco Cordero. He's the Cincinnati closer. Limbering up in the bullpen. Fastball is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Foul ball back into the screen. The count is still a ball and 2 strikes. The other way, out of play. Foul ball. One out. Gomes on the fly ball to deep center. Cruz ahead of Hannigan. 1 and 2. Side 2 and 2. We're going to go 3 and 2 here on Hannigan. It's the 3rd time today that he's had a 3-ball count. Singled 3-2 in the second. Walked on 4 pitches in the 7th, and now 3-2 here in the 9th. He had a 2-1 pitch out on the hanging curveball in the 4th inning. Fouls another one out of play, so he extends this at bat. 8 pitches in.
Well, he stays right on that cutter, just keeps wasting them. Picks up a ball here, a ball there. He's got a full count now. Going to force Cruz to come into the zone or walk him. Good battle here.
And a swing and a miss. Big cut right there. He got him with a slider. 13th strikeout for Rays pitching in this game.
Well, working him away. And then how about a slider here that he starts? It's almost a front door slider. And Hannigan saw that ball coming in towards him, and he got really quick with that bat. Did not want to get beat in, and it broke out over the plate. He was so far out in front of that pitch.
Here's Stubbs. Pitch is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Stubbs has struck out and grounded out. Pitch is in there, a strike, 1-1. Officially 0 for 3. Ball, 2 strikes on a fastball. 2 outs, bases empty. Rays down by a run. Crowd of just under 26,000 here for the final game of the series. One and 2. To retire the side. 14 strikeouts for Rays pitching. Rays are down by a run. They're going to have Longoria, Joyce, and Kochman do, trailing 4-3. By a run as they go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Longoria to lead it off. Joyce to follow, and then Kochman. Any deeper, it would be Upton. And the Rays will face Francisco Cordero. He is the big money closer for the Cincinnati Reds.
On for the 34th time, 15 out of 17 in the saves. ERA very good. How about that opponent's average? 153. Here you go.
Here's Longoria, having 1 for 3 on the day, and he takes the pitch down. 1 ball and no strikes. Evan last night hit the second pitch he saw in the 9th inning. In and out to left, and the Rays came away with a 4-3 win. Right now they trail 4-3. 3-0. Cordero, 33-year-old right-hander. And he throws a strike, 3-1. And a foul ball straight back. Out of play.
Boy, that was a hanger there. Cordero, fastball, slider, split. Here's a 3-1 hanger. Look at this hack. Wow. Longoria trying to tie this ball game up.
3-2. And a ground ball down to first. Bobbled by Votto, but Cordero's over to cover, and he takes the toss. That's out number 1. Well, Longoria fouled away that one pitch and then thought he might have gone after ball 4 there.
Yeah, well, you got to protect full count. We've seen Angel Hernandez. Sometimes that zone's wide, sometimes it's not. We've talked many, many times about not putting it in the hand of the umpire. He went out there and dribbled that ball to first base for the first out.
And here is Matt Joyce.
You know, another thing too, Cordero being a power closer, the break on that slider is so late that sometimes you're committing, and at that point you're just reaching out there and really hoping you probably just foul it off. Not really want to put it in play, but he did.
There's a line drive and a base hit into right field for Matt Joyce, and the Rays have the potential tying run aboard. Matt picking up his first hit of this game.
That looked to be a hanging split right there. Just stayed right out over the plate. Easy pitch for Joyce to handle. Just a straight changeup, split for put away. That was a hanging changeup.
Well, it's going to be Casey Kochman. Cordero in his 3 years with the Reds has saved 34, 39, and 40 games. Over to first, back in. Matt Joyce. Kochman takes a pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Foul out of play. It's 1-1. Cordero had 1 year in Texas when he saved 49 games. Originally came up with the Tigers, and then with Texas got into the bullpen and closing act. And Joyce back in. Stop in Milwaukee and then on to Cincinnati with the Reds. Ground ball, shortstop. Giannis will step on the bag and throw to first. This game is over. Kochman grounds into a double play, and the Rays come up a run short in this game. So the Cincinnati Reds take 2 out of 3 from the Rays. The Rays pulling one out last night by a count of 4-3, and they lose today by that same score of 4-3. Lopez will get the win. He is 5-3. Shields will take the loss, dropping his record to 8-5, and Cordero picks up his 16th save of the year. So the Rays will now await the arrival of the Cardinals. They'll open that series here on Friday night. For Brian Anderson and Todd Callis, I'm Dwayne Stats. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast. If not the outcome, in the final, the Reds 4, the Rays 3. We'll see you next on Rays Live, the postgame.